Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Autism and Doctor Who series. Today I'm joined with Mike, and today we're going to be speaking about Doctor Who. Mike, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, happy to be here. Happy to chat with you about Crohn's, autism, Doctor Who, anything.
Yeah, so do you want to just introduce yourself, say who you are?
Yeah, so again, my name is Michael Crozier, resident of New York. I kind of bounce back and forth between Virginia. Huge Doctor Who fan, and I'm always happy to chat with people about anything, whether it's Doctor Who or life or whatever's going on with the world. And so yeah, I was asked to come here and talk about stuff, and I'm excited to go for it.
Yeah, and here you are.
Exactly.
Yeah. So why do you like Doctor Who? I guess what makes you like the show?
I love it because it's one of those shows where whatever's going on in it, and like from the start of it to where it is now, you can kind of pick something out that you can relate it to your life. Because like me, like growing up, I was kind of a lonely child. Like how our favorite Time Lord is, and I can relate to that. And no matter what he or she is going through, they always try to be a good person, and they always try to help people and fix situations and fix things that are going wrong. And I kind of relate that to who I am, and take those parts of the Doctor and just make them part of myself and try to be a good person.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way of putting it, because I'm the same. Like I always relate to the Doctor. Like, did you have a Doctor that you most relate to? Do you feel?
Well, I'd say 12 is definitely one of my favorites, and I guess you could say in a way I kind of find things in each Doctor that I can kind of be like, oh, I can see myself in that person. And I guess it's the way you could say Missy described it. Like, no matter what incarnation they are, like, it's always the Doctor, so it's always that same person.
Yeah, it's interesting when a new incarnation comes, because you don't know how you're going to feel about it at first, do you?
Yeah, definitely. But I guess what I always try to keep in mind is that no matter who is flying the TARDIS, it's always the same person at the core of that body.
Yeah, because like at the moment I'm recording this, we get a lot of Doctor Who news quite recently, aren't we?
Oh, totally. It's all over TikTok. You can't get away from it now.
Yeah. So
but
no, I think that the odd people who would rather not know what's happening.
Like I guess for once I would just like to get that surprise, like when William Hartnell turned into Patrick. Never know how to pronounce the last name. Troughton.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like everyone was just like, "Holy crap! What just happened?" And I guess maybe for once it'd be nice to have that kind of reaction, like for them not to announce who it is, and for them just to be like, "Hey, this is a new person."
Yeah, I'm the same, but it was like that for like with Spider-Man last year, I would say. But there's always rumors, but it wasn't actually officially announced.
Yeah, totally. Like even still, we don't really know what's going on. If David's going to turn into a temporary incarnation in between Jodie and Ncuti.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting.
Yeah,
like to take care of his unfinished business with Donna and everything.
Like, what's your opinion on that? Like, on who David will be, like, in it? Like, what's your thoughts?
I mean, given that he's got a different costume now and everything, I'd say it could be kind of a multiverse story, because everything's kind of going for that now, which would be really cool, because in the Flux arc, they kind of hinted at that with multiple universes and that kind of thing. So I feel like if they did that, that'd be really interesting to see how they went about that, because then Jodie could be like, "Hey, I've been you before," and have him be like, I'm really excited. Like, whatever happens, I'm in for it.
Yeah, I'm so excited. I don't think I've been this excited since 2000, since I was little, like 2005, and there's every day, because it's been recently Sundays, and like, you feel, is it going to be happening again? Another Sunday.
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I don't think the announcements are finished. I think we'll be getting more and more by the looks of things.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
but whatever happens, I can't wait to see it. Especially with RTD back, he's going to do some great stuff, because he's the one that brought the whole thing back, so he's got to do something.
Yeah, Yeah, like bring all these former people back as well.
Mm-hmm. There's one rumor I'm a little disappointed about, and that's that Capaldi might not return. But
Hmm.
you know, he I guess he felt like he had his time if he's not going to return, which is understandable.
Yeah, I think it's a possibility. There's always a possibility with Doctor Who, isn't there? I think there's rumors about everyone.
That's true, because it's funny for the it's like you said for the Spider-Man thing. Like there was always that. Are the other two going to be in it? Are they not? And then like you finally see on screen, it's like it's them.
Yeah, yeah. Like I was it was exciting. One for the Spider-Man, for example, wasn't it? Just to see them.
Oh yeah, because like Toby was the original, my OG, the first one I ever saw and got me into Spider-Man. But then I got into Andrew with his incarnation, and then like he kind of became my favorite, just the way he goes about things, and like the way he is with people and his brain power and all that kind of stuff. So I was just kind of sitting in the movie theater going, okay, are they gonna show up? Are they not? And then portal opens, there he is. I'm like, oh my god.
Yeah, but wasn't it Andrew Garfield who we saw first?
Hmm?
No, who did we see first? Was it Andrew Garfield or Toby?
We saw Andrew first.
Or Andrew first, because but because they met, didn't they? When Andrew come through, I think Toby was there, so near enough the same time, closely.
Yeah, because Andrew came first, and then they were like, "Oh, this doesn't work. Where's our Peter?" So they tried it again, and then that's where Toby's Peter showed up.
Oh yeah,
and that's when everybody in the theater freaking lost it.
Yeah, like that'll be their last appearance. They won't come again, will they? I think that's it for them, like in Spider-Man.
It could be. There's also rumors that are just talks and chats about Andrew possibly returning for a third and final movie. If they do, I'd be all for it, because he's like my favorite Spidey.
He doesn't look that much older either, does he?
Right, he does not age. I'm just like,
Yeah,
dude, you did this 10 years ago, and you look like the same guy at the same age. So good genes, I guess.
like with David Tennant, for example, in the 50th, he did age. Like you can see that, but I think this time with Russell T Davies back, I don't think he will look as much older than when he was the 10th Doctor.
Yeah, like between his time as the Doctor and returning to the 50th. Like when he first started, he had the kind of boyish thing going on, but then he kind of like grew into the guy we saw in the 50th. But since then, he hasn't really changed that much.
No,
he's aging well.
Yeah, I would say I'm more excited for Donna than Dave, because we saw David in the 50th. You know, if we didn't see David in the 50th, I might be much more excited. But I'm more excited for Donna because we haven't seen her since she lost her memory, so that's gonna be interesting.
Right, and I'd love to see if they expand on that, or if they do kind of the in between type of thing.
Yeah, because you got Wilfred back and
I love Wilf.
yeah, he's one of my favourites, and I didn't think he would return as well. So there's the pride in everyone.
Yeah, and power to Bernard too, because he's pretty up there and advanced in years now. So the fact that he's coming back for this, it's like, oh my god, I'm so excited.
Yeah, and I do feel, is this like I would love it to be like a regeneration, David regeneration into after when Jodie regenerates, to see David Tennant, or even better, no, when we don't see the actual regeneration, we see the beginning, and then it goes on to whatever the next episode will be.
Right, cliffhanger. Then it's like, what we got to know what's going to happen.
It's never been done though, has it? You've always seen who's going to be.
Yeah, it's always it goes right to the next guy, and then that's the cliffhanger for the next episode.
Yeah. Do you have any favorite episodes in Doctor Who?
Favorite episodes? Well, one of my very favorites is the first one I ever saw, because I came into it later on, back in 2012 or 2013, or around the 50th. Because how I got into it is really funny. My stepsister like introduced me to it because she knows I'm into science fiction and time travel and all that kind of stuff. And it started out as one of those shows where it's like the first time you watch it, you're like, what the hell is this? Then you get a few more episodes in. All right, a couple seasons in, starting to like it. Towards the end of it, you're like, I fucking love this show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it gives you really hyped and everything, and like that's why I decided to do a series like this for autism and stuff, because with autism you relate all your hobbies, and Doctor Who's a
Mhm.
hobby I like, and most people with autism like, and people that don't as well, which is awesome. Like, I feel it's really much a hyperfixation hobby that you can't stop
Yeah,
talking
totally.
about.
Yeah, totally. And the beauty of the character is that he or she could be any one of us.
Yeah, yeah. It's like you don't like if you act at them, you don't, you could be someone else for all change.
Yeah, totally. And that's what I love about cosplay too, is that like when you put on the thing, you just feel like the characters, you kind of embody them as well.
Yeah, yeah. Is a 12th Doctor your favorite one to cosplay?
Yeah, I feel like mainly because he's like the easiest because it's like a navy blue coat, the vest, and a shirt.
Mm.
All the rest of the accessories is pretty easy to get a hold of. But then you get into like David's suit or Matt's jacket, and it's like those are hard to get a hold of, especially like kind of accurate pieces. So
Yeah, yeah. I am.
plus, plus 12 kind of has that edgy like not a people person, but I can be and will be if I have to, which I think we can all relate to from time to time.
Yeah, yeah. I am. I've never done any. I haven't really done any 12th Doctor stuff really. Um, I'm
Yeah, if you
more.
do, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, yeah. Like people do ask me to do it, and I don't. I suppose I struggle what to wear and stuff. Um,
Hmm.
but yeah, it would be an interesting one to do. Um,
Hmm.
I do focus on the 10th and 11th Doctor quite a lot because I have their clothes. Um,
Hmm.
I've got the 10th Doctor clothes, so I do probably him the most.
Yeah, you make a great 10, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. And yeah, I didn't really for the blue stuff he wears. I didn't really have
Hmm.
to buy anything because I had near enough stuff like it.
Hmm.
But with the brown stuff, that was that was hard to get hold of. That was um
Yeah, yeah. The brown suit is one of those like soon in the future I'll be getting a hold of that so I can do some 10 stuff with that.
yeah, yeah. I'm liking his whoever this doctor is.
Hmm.
I'm liking his new costume, and apparently he's got a new Sonic as well. So
Yeah,
it's all looking good for him.
yeah. I got the One Company
Yeah.
10 Sonic here.
Oh yeah, I've got that one. I think that's the easiest Sonic out of them all to
Yeah.
use.
Plus, I just love the design of it. Just like it's so compact, and the
Mm.
other ones are kind of chunky, so it's like they're kind of noticeable if you're carrying
Quite
it around.
simple, isn't it?
Hmm?
It's just quite simple.
Yeah, it's simple. It's about the size of a pen, so you just
Yeah.
whip it out, put it in your pockets, and no one knows the wiser.
Like
Whereas if you have like 11s or 12s, it's all chunky in your pocket, and they're like, "What the hell is that?"
yeah, yeah.
For
It's
people
like
who don't know, right?
the 12th Doctor's one was he hardly used it.
Mhm. I know, and that was a sad thing. It's a brilliant design, but it's just the fact that he kind of stuck with the sunglasses and like you said, rarely ever whipped it out and used it and did its thing because it had little clamps on it, so it could have been like a thing where that pit like shoots something and then works as a tracker. They could have done a lot of stuff with that, but they just never did. I was disappointed about that.
Yeah, I did like the 11th Doctor's one. That was pretty cool.
Hmm.
Uh,
Yeah, especially when he like whips it out to check stats or like
yeah,
expand on signals and stuff.
yeah, it's really good. I don't really like the 13th one though. I'm not a big fan of 13th Doctor's screwdriver.
Oh, the 13th, yeah, that one's
Yeah,
kind of weird looking. But I mean,
yeah,
it does look kind of like the kind of thing you would just whip up in a garage. So
yeah. It's what she did though, isn't it? She made
mhm,
it and then
yeah,
just a
that's
new garage
exactly what
code.
she did. She's like, "Oh crap, I don't have it, so I'll just make one."
Yeah, and you're not gonna. How fast she took making that is ridiculous.
Right? It's like only took like a half an hour while the other guy's just like, "The hell is she doing?"
Yeah. I'm hoping that with the new Doctor, like screwdriver is different. Um, like it'd be nice for maybe a purple design or something. Um,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
something different.
yeah, I'm really excited to see what they do with Shooty's costume. That's going to be like really interesting to find out.
Yeah, yeah, because it's gonna be. Yeah, I have no idea what he's gonna wear. I think it's gonna be multicolored though.
Oh,
Uh,
totally.
I do think it's gonna be multicolored.
Hmm.
Not yellow like Jodie. It's gonna be what it's going to be very interesting to see what that goes like. But like because we think that David's going to be regenerated back from Jodie, and I don't feel like we're going to see Shooty. I might be wrong, but till the actual anniversary in November, I don't think we're going to see him until then.
Yeah. So then it's kind of just a mystery, and it's just like, I'm excited.
Because they announced it, that Catherine Tate and David Tennant are going to be back with the celebrations. They didn't say the anniversary, so it's different.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's hilarious how they can't keep secrets nowadays because of the internet and like social media and everything. All a person has to do is get like one snap of a set photo, and it's just like, oh my god, like TARDIS David, here we go.
Yeah, I thought this could be a whole secretive thing, because that's what you think, isn't it? Like, it's Doctor Who. They could be secret how they film these kind of things.
Yeah.
And then you've got half a dozen people outside watching.
Exactly, just watching, snapping with their phones. So it's just like, I gotta post this right now.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so many different theories. Like it is probably going to be in the future, because Wilfred is on a wheelchair as well, so you've got
That's true.
those different things.
Another interesting theory is that it could be 10-2.
Yeah, it could be.
Because it's possible that in that universe there's another Wilfred and another Donna, and they just kind of like never made her lose her memory and just kind of expand from that.
Yeah, it could be like they did before with well, I don't think it's a human Metacrisis Doctor. It could be, but I don't think it is.
Yeah, just kind of have to wait and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, there's theories with this new Rose character. Is she Rose Tyler as the Doctor in a different universe?
Right, or it could be like somebody's child, a grandchild that the Doctor knows, and
yeah.
So I'm curious to see about that as well.
Yeah, there's quite a lot of talk about it. Yeah, like with saying it's Donna's daughter.
That's a good theory, because I kind of forgot who she married to, and then I'm just like, oh right, that could be.
Yeah, I think that one is the most popular one. But yeah, it's very interesting, and I'm so excited. Well, it's very exciting, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially with everything going on in the world nowadays, it's just nice to have things to be excited and like hyped for.
Because you haven't been probably this excited for years, really, with all these announcements going on.
But no matter what area it is, I always get excited with whatever's going to happen next, because it's like Doctor Who is like a friend that way. No matter what happens to it, you're always there for it.
Yeah, it's always going to be there. Like, do you have any favorite, like your favorite kind of moments, like that a Doctor's done or anything?
Yes, and I would have to say one of my favorite moments is in the 50th, when all the Doctors get together and they're in the barn on Gallifrey, and like they're about to destroy it again, but then Eleven's just like, you know what? Maybe we don't have to do this. Maybe we can do this another way.
Yeah.
And then they end up putting Gallifrey into a pocket universe with the idea that all the previous is just forgot, so that the timeline still checks out.
Yeah.
But then Chibs goes and destroys it again. So I'm just like, what? Why?
It is
all that progress for that.
Yeah, it's crazy. I
watch him bring it back a second time.
Yeah, like I think I'd like to have a break from maybe the Master Gallifrey for a while.
Yeah.
Because it's kind of ongoing, like it's there or not, isn't it?
Yeah. But an interesting plot point I feel like they could take is having the Doctors come together and try to find out the whole timeless child arc, because that's what's been going on lately, is that the Doctor just discovered that she doesn't know who the hell she is, and she's having an identity crisis, because before that she's like, I'm a Time Lord, I'm from this planet, this is what I've done throughout my entire life, I know who I am. But then it just like flips the script and she's like, who am I?
Yeah. I think that'd be good. Like I'd like to see. I feel like it's going to be a glitch, like with the regenerating a glitch back into Tenant. But it's going to be a race to find the 14th Doctor because it should have been the 14th Doctor, but there's something's happened in the regeneration cycle that's stopped that. So it'll be a race to find out who it is
Yeah,
because
exactly.
it might be that this person's it actually has regenerated into the 14th Doctor, but it's lost. He's lost in time, and he's somewhere else. So that'd be a good way, a good plot
Yeah.
line, just to find
Hmm.
out who he is and find where he is with each Doctor
Hmm.
who wants to be there.
Yeah, to kind of get together with himself or herself throughout their various incarnations and be like, I learned this, and we got to find out if it's true or not.
Yeah, yeah. Do you have any episodes that you don't like? Oh,
That I don't like,
yeah,
I would have to say, if any, Love and Monsters. That one kind of has the just like most random plot in it.
yeah. It's
And then
it's
and then the ending is really weird, where the dude's love interest turns into a brick, and then they even go on to say that they have a love life. I'm just like, with a brick? I don't know.
that was funny. Um,
Hmm.
especially the moment where he was saying that when Rose came in and said, "You haven't got me," and there's a big monster.
Right, he's just standing there, and then Rose is just there pissed off because he pissed off her mom, which goes with any one of us, I guess. It's like
Yeah,
nobody fucked my mom.
yeah, that's it. But yeah, it was a bit weird because like when everyone was going in there to stay after, it was a bit weird.
Hmm.
Um, and you would think, I'm not staying after. I'll be going home. Like,
Right, and not just that, but the fact that the members just kept disappearing and nobody even really questioned why. It was just like, oh, they decided to do this, and because you would think being together all that time they would know each other a bit better than that. Just be like, that's not something they would do.
and I think that the matey, the Azorbanov dude, was saying, I don't know, he made an excuse for each person that was missing.
Hmm.
Didn't he?
Yeah, they just kind of took his word for it, and it's just like, oh, okay.
Like they don't really know him. He's just come in.
Exactly, because they had their group before, and then all of a sudden this random guy just shows up and be like, hey, I know stuff about the Doctor, you should hear it, and then just takes over the whole group. Like, that's not what this group was about at all. So we're taking it back, dude.
The highlight of the episode was playing Mr. Blue Sky or that song,
Hmm.
where he was dancing to. That's probably the best part.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah, and brought some ELO into that. I love that.
yeah, and seeing the Doctor at the beginning as well. That was a good part.
Right, having the full on Scooby Doo moments where they're just running from room to room and then they run into each other, run away. I had
Yeah,
to get that.
that was good. I think an episode I didn't like was in Capaldi. With actually Capaldi. I didn't like Hellbent.
Really?
Yeah, it might be right where I'm calling it. You know the one where he was trying to get to Gallifrey the whole episode, and he spent the
Yeah,
whole episode trying to get to Gallifrey for that
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah. In Heaven Sent. I
Oh
love that
yeah,
episode.
yeah, it was that one. Like it might not be called. Yeah, it must have been Heaven Sent. But the reason I didn't like it was because I was getting annoyed that in Doctor Who you can get to this place in 10 minutes, and then he spends a whole episode trying to get to Gallifrey, like
Hmm.
he's going in circles. And I was thinking, I kind of got bored in that episode, really.
Hmm. But it kind of shows you the gumption and the gusto and just the determination he has to save his friend. Like he's
Yeah,
willing to put himself through 4.5 billion years of torturing himself just to save his friend.
yeah. I do think that it went on a bit long though with Clara, um, with the
A
Doctor.
bit, yeah. She kind of stuck around a bit, like a bit longer than most companions do.
Yeah, I would have liked to see Bill more though.
Hmm.
I did like Bill.
I feel like a fitting ending to Clara though would have been like, both of them realizing that just like, hey, I have to go and it's my time to go, and putting her back in her timeline instead of giving her another TARDIS and basically just making her and another Doctor with me as a companion.
Yeah,
That one kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, why? We already have a doctor with that plot line.
Yeah, if you think about it, not many companions actually died. Like they look like they do, but they don't.
Yeah.
Like Amy and Rory didn't really.
Mm-hmm.
Rose didn't. Martha didn't. Or Donna didn't. Um, not many people did. Well, Bill kind of did, but she didn't.
Yeah.
Because we all thought she was turning to Simon, she's going, and then no, she flies away.
Right. Like she turns into a Cyberman, and then at the end of the episode, she turns into the whole water thing and ends up in a relationship with her, and then takes off, which is a happy ending. I'll give it that.
Yeah, yeah. Like like it would be nicer for them. Like I don't mind happy endings, but it'd be nice for the Doctor as well to have a
Mm-hmm.
bad ending, like a not good ending.
Yeah, because I guess 11 had his instance where he lost Amy and Rory, but it wasn't really all that tragic because they just got zapped back in time. They found each other and just lived a life together. But not since Adric with 5 that we had any real like tragic losses for the Doctor for him to just kind of be like, no, I can't keep losing people.
Yeah, he. I feel like with Yaz, for example, will go either die or probably maybe look like she's died and then be like all the others.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Chibnall seems to like to keep his companions alive by the looks of things.
True, but my only problem with Yaz is that they didn't really delve into her depth. Like they could have like expanded upon her being a police woman, like especially in other plot points where there's actual police stuff going on, where like there's a case there, we got to find some evidence and kind of put it all together. Because they gave her a slight plot point to that in I think it was it Resolution? It was Resolution or Revolution of the Daleks, but they had her grab the Dalek feeding stuff, but then they did nothing with that. It's like, I need to get the stuff so we can analyze it, and then it's like, oh, this is what it is. Oh, well, screw this then. They tried, they just don't really go that deep into it, but
it's just like she's all been rushed, hasn't it?
Mm-hmm. It kind of seems like Yaz is only there for it to be like a love interest for the Doctor, and I think
that's not what it should be.
Yeah, for one, that's not who the Doctor is, in my opinion. Like in a way, all the companions save Rose are basically like his children, his or her children, grandchildren.
Yeah.
It's that kind of relationship.
It would be good if they brought that back, like the Doctor actually had family members.
Yeah. And that's why I was so angry about Chibs destroying Gallifrey again, because they could have done so much with that, like bring in other renegade Time Lords that are good or evil, or they could have brought Romana back, or somebody like that of that nature, or introduce new Time Lords and Time Ladies.
Because there's only 2 Time Lords they focus on. You've got the Master or the Doctor.
Right, because you could be on a far off planet and just have a plot line just to kind of generic like every other story, but then all of a sudden they turn out to be a Time Lord or Time Lady, like hopping into their TARDIS, and then that creates whole other plot points that you can expand on as well.
Imagine if they did a storyline where it was the Doctor wasn't actually from Gallifrey, it was some other planet that no one heard of before.
That's kind of what they're doing with the Timeless Child arc, because we still don't really know. For one, even if the plot point is true, because we got to keep in mind that it's the Master that told her this. At the very beginning, and Tech Taeyun and the Master could have been cohorting together and be like, "Yo, we're just gonna like mess with the Doctor's head with this."
I think everything's in the watch, though, isn't it? I think everything's in the watch that she hasn't opened yet.
Yeah, she kind of just dropped it into the heart of the TARDIS, and I guess we'll see if they do anything with that.
Well, if I was a Doctor, I'd be wanting to look at that straight away.
Right. Especially after spending all that stuff with the identity crisis stuff going on, but then to just be like, nah, I don't care.
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe she's something that she's not proud of. Maybe
that's something else as well. Because what if you do it and you find out that who you were before was just a completely shitty person?
Yeah, it's not great for her, and
So in a way, it makes sense. Who the doctor is now, that defines who she is, not who she was.
yeah, yeah. I am looking forward to the last episode.
Hmm.
Um, but I just feel like all the plots and everything's not gonna get resolved
Hmm.
in this one
Yeah,
episode.
yeah. I like it when the plot points like go somewhere and can lead into other stuff. It's not just like, hey, we did this just for the hell of it, and then they don't do anything with it.
Yeah, it's like we need something that the Yaz needs to be resolved. The fugitive doctor needs to be
Mhm.
resolved.
Yeah.
Timeless child needs to be resolved. The master, lone Cyberman.
Hmm.
That's 5, probably more. Um, you're gonna get what happens to Dan.
Hmm.
Ace and Tegan coming back. Why are they here?
Yeah, Ace and Tegan. I forgot about that.
Yeah. Probably even more people will probably
Hmm.
return. You've got Kate, who I feel is irrelevant, really. I only say that because if you picture how different they were between 11, she was kind of in charge, but now she's not. It's almost like she's put a backseat. And
Yeah, and again coming back to the Flux arc, they didn't really do anything with her. She was just there to be there. Like, hey, we
yeah,
brought back this person. Here she is.
yeah, you
Bye.
get everyone excited for it, and she was only in a couple of scenes.
Right, and barely ending with the doctor, and it was more with that dude with the worm thing that comes out of him.
Yeah, yeah. The Grand Serpent, I think his name.
Hmm.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Hmm. And another interesting thing I think they could touch on is like we know he has his relationship with the doctor now, but then she turns back into a man, and we know that Yaz is a lesbian. So would she be conflicted about that, or
Yeah,
would she still
that would be
be into
interesting.
him? Hmm?
That would be
Yeah.
interesting. That would. Like, I'm not one to really want yes to stay on. I think like a new start with Russell T Davies means everyone goes.
Yeah.
Um, like I personally think that she probably will go. I don't see her continuing.
Hmm.
Um, the only companions to really do that, you've got I think Clara. That's about it. I think, isn't it? Like to like with No Who, like to continue on from one doctor to another within the regeneration cycle.
Hmm. Yeah. Like generally, like once the doctor changes, they kind of switch up the companions as well.
Yeah,
Which is what I did like about Clara, because she started out being with 11, and then all of a sudden he transforms into this old man, and she has to be like, all right, what the hell just happened? What do I do now? Because I had a crush on this guy, but now he's this old dude. So how do I go about this? This is weird.
yeah, it's
So that's what I'm curious about. If they're gonna do anything with Yaz, even for like a few minutes, just like he transforms or Jody transforms back into a man, and it's just like, how do I feel about this? Because Yaz is like, I'm into women. In fact, I think that might have been what her like depression arc might have been about, like her like growing up,
yeah,
like like being a lesbian and just like having to be in the closet about it.
yeah. I think it's good that Doctor Who do stuff like that. Like even though it's not about love, it's good they're showing that kind of stuff in the show, I suppose. Like
Hmm.
with like accepting those kind of things.
Hmm.
But I don't agree with it. It's not about love for me. Like with Ten and Rose, but different because they had a connection, um,
Yeah,
and an actual good storyline for Rose as well.
yeah, because that makes sense for me because Rose was the first companion he had after War Doctor, because he was in the Time War for like 400 years, and he like I guess he had to do all sorts of shitty stuff in that war because he was a soldier. But then that was over. He thinks he destroyed Gallifrey, and then pops up as Nine. So he's
Yeah,
going through all like depression and PTSD. But then he happens upon this like sweet innocent young girl who shows him how to be the Doctor again.
it is a shame that the War Doctor did pass away. Um,
Yeah, John Hurt. That made me so
yeah,
sad.
yeah, because it would have been nicer. I think he'd definitely be up for returning for the 60th. He would have.
Oh,
Um,
definitely, because he really seemed to get a kick out of that role, even if it was just like a random in between sort of thing.
Yeah, yeah, because I think Ninth Doctor Chris Ferguson was meant to was asked to be there, but
Yeah, he did, but he refused.
yeah, he thought the storyline with John Hurt was better.
Hmm.
Um,
And I feel bad for him. He really nailed the part of Nine, but I guess he just wasn't being treated very well, like on the
mm,
set and by other people. So he's just like, I'm just gonna do it for this season and then get a new guy.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. I think that he has done better than other actors though within a season because some people have only been in one episode.
Yeah.
so so you've got that, but if he did come back, if they're doing like him, maybe just on his own, possibly he might
Mhm.
do it. But hopefully he might come back.
Even just a short cameo with Nine, I'd be happy with.
Yeah, uh,
Because in
seeing
the regeneration scene, when the War Doctor starts to regenerate, you get a glimpse of the face, but it doesn't go full on into it. So you're just like, oh, they teased us.
yeah, it is crazy because realistically there is incarnations more because you've got the Matt Smith one who regenerated kind of twice. Same with David Tennant and Peter Capaldi as well.
Hmm.
Because he did that.
Right, they all had those fake out regenerations.
Yeah, so that kind of counts as another regeneration.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if they're helping, like when Matt gave River Time Lord energy. I don't know if that counts as a whole regeneration. I'm not sure on that one.
Um, I don't think that would count as a full regeneration because all he did was like heal a small little wound, and
Yeah,
and it didn't really go like full blast where he's like all
mm,
engulfed in regeneration flames. So I think that like you know how Ten expelled the energy from his foot in his shoe and then he threw it out in Smith and Jones. I feel like it's something like that. Like part of the Doctor's biology is that they have that ability to just mess with energy inside their bodies and expel it if they need to.
yeah, yeah.
But if they're like full on dying, then that's when they have to change to like reorganize their cellular structure.
Yeah, I am like with the Tenant series 4 for me is one of the best series. Um,
Yes.
like every episode, I loved it in series 4. Um,
Yeah, totally.
like I had the most episodes in the series as well, so that's even
Right.
better.
Right. Apart from Tom Baker.
Yeah, yeah, but of course, apart from Tom Baker, because he
Hmm.
he did like 7 seasons, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Um, but like just quite like from 2005 onwards, yeah, that's the most I believe 20 episodes in a series.
Hmm. But for
Um,
the short time that David Davison played five, he did a really good job, I think.
yeah,
Hmm.
I think there is a possibility that they might go back to series 4 as well, like onwards from series 4,
Mm.
maybe in the middle where Donna still has no memories, maybe.
Yeah, yeah. So that's but again, that's really interesting to see what they're gonna do with that. If they go like back to in between sort of thing, or if they carry on from when Donna lost her memory and then somehow she gets it back.
Is there a theory that you prefer to happen, like
A
for
theory,
for that?
a theory that I prefer.
Yeah,
Um, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about all of them because any of them could happen.
yeah,
So, and I'd be happy with whatever emerges to see how the story progresses. Like I do think it's like poetically beautiful what they did with Donna. Like it was her time to stop, and then she became the Doctor Donna. So we had to save her by erasing her memory. I think that was a good way to go.
yeah, yeah. From seeing the scenes that I've seen, he does look the way he's acting a bit different
Hmm.
to not the 10th Doctor kind of style.
Hmm.
Um, so my ultimate opinion is that it's in a parallel world, a different universe, but it's all the same. Like it's just she has her memories and stuff.
Hmm.
Um, that's what I think. Who knows? Might be wrong. um, because apparently, I think Russell T Davies was down to some of those rumors about David Tennant being the 14th Doctor,
Hmm.
um, because he wanted
I
to
think
trick people.
like he's trying to keep that bit of secrecy. I feel so it's not just like this is what's gonna happen, but then flips it on his ear and it's like, oh, that's not what he said.
Yeah. I think it's going to be something that we don't expect.
Hmm.
Um,
Definitely, and I guess that's what I'm excited for the most is not knowing what's gonna happen.
yeah, I always prefer not knowing what's going to happen,
Hmm.
because when you know, it's like I used to, the next time trailers, I used to not watch them because I'll be more excited for the next week's episode. Of
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
yeah. That's why I try not to watch like the after credits where they show a little bit of the next episodes, and I'm like, nope, click. I don't want to see it yet.
But like on social media, you're gonna see it anyway. Like nowadays,
Unfortunately, yeah.
yeah,
Nowadays.
yeah. Like before, they wouldn't do it, would they? Like I know some shows don't, and I think it'd be a good shot for Doctor Who to stop them. Um,
Hmm.
because and then you have no clue what's happening next time.
Yeah, like in Journey's End, you knew like previous companions were coming back, but you didn't know how.
Yeah, yeah. It's if they want to do it, maybe like keep them short or just a few pictures, maybe. Um,
Hmm.
like that Journey Den trailer was one of the best though. Or still, yeah, it was one of the best trailers.
Hmm.
All those companions, and that's what I feel like this is going to be. It's going to be a final battle for everyone. Um,
Yeah,
really.
and apart from the Sarah Jane adventures, I'm so glad that they were able to bring back Liz Sladen for that before she went.
Yeah,
God
yeah,
rest her soul.
yeah. It was great that she was back for like Someone Earth and Journey's End. Um,
Hmm.
like it was good that and it was good in the Sarah Jane Adventures that had Matt Smith there too. So
Yeah, yeah. She was with three different incarnations of the Doctor for a
yeah.
time.
What was her Doctor in Classic Who then?
Uh, okay, I was wrong, man. That like four Doctors. She started out with three towards the end of his tenure, and then
Okay,
went into four, and then
wonderful.
a couple seasons with him, and then that was her time for that time, and then she returned with David Tennant.
How come she left with four? What made her leave there? Do you reckon?
Uh, well, in plot, it's because the Doctor got called back to Gallifrey for the Deadly Assassin plot, and humans aren't allowed on Gallifrey, so he had to leave her behind on Earth, and then just
Okay,
and then just never came back for her for some reason. Probably
really?
for the arc of I just never look back.
Yeah, and then she comes back now. Oh,
Hmm.
not now for with David. Um, but
I do love how they reintroduced them though. How because David's a different man, and then they re-meet, and he keeps it kind of secret for a minute, and then she sees the TARDIS, and then it pans over to David like, "Hey, Sarah Jane."
yeah, like it's gonna be interesting how Ace and Tegan are introduced to the Doctor.
Yeah, yeah, because they were with different incarnations as well. Because Tegan was with 5, and then Ace was with 7.
So, do they know each other, Ace and Tegan?
I guess that's the question because we've never really like a like if it's not an offshoot canon like in Big Finish, I don't know if they ever like brought the companions together where they actually met each other and they're like, oh, you know the Doctor too?
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, because in the trailer it's like they know that they knew each other. Um,
Yeah.
because I haven't watched any Classic Who really.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Like I know Ace and Tegan now. Like I knew Ace. Um, but it's gonna be really interesting how everything is put together.
Yeah. Yeah. Because me, it started out with Modern Who, but then like because I'm into acting and acting styles and different genres and different eras of TV and filming and television. So I like to go back and see how they used to do it, how the acting styles used to be, so that I can kind of take some of that and make it a part of the actor that I want to be.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think of Baines then?
Baines,
Yeah, Baines. Yeah.
I love his character honestly because he started out just being this kind of asshole dorky kind of guy, but then he like the family of blood brother of mine just gets absorbed into him, and he just becomes this deranged, do what I want or I'm gonna kill you type of figure.
Yeah.
And then because the Doctor is human sort of in that episode, he doesn't even know how to react or what's going on to it, so they're just like, turn back into this guy, and he's like, I don't know how, I don't know what you mean.
Yeah. Yes. I like the one you did with Baines. I thought it was really good.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to throw my all into any performance and just react how I would react in those situations.
Yeah, because I don't see many people do Baines. Really?
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's mostly like the doctor, maybe a companion, but you never see anybody do the villains that often.
No, you don't. And
Like maybe a random Dalek or a Cyberman, but
yeah,
never anybody from an episode like Family of Blood.
I do want to do the Dream Lord at some point
Yes.
from Matt, because
Oh,
he literally wears similar to stuff to the Matt Smith did.
mhm.
Really, it was almost like he was wearing similar clothes.
Yeah, because what they said in the episode was that the Dream Lord was just a manifestation of the Doctor's worst thoughts and stuff, and
Yeah.
it just throws it back at him.
Yeah, I did think it was the Master though at the time.
That would be really interesting.
Yeah,
Have the Dream Lord return and then flip the script and be like, I was the Master back then.
yeah, but like he didn't get one though, did he? A shame.
Yeah.
Matt. I suppose he didn't need to. He was that good. He could cope without the Master.
Right. I would have loved to see what they did with that. Like how Matt would react to the Master, because he's kind of that happy-go-lucky Doctor. Like, no matter how he's reacting to a situation, he's like kind of upbeat and cheery about it. So it would have been really interesting for him to really tap into his dark side when it comes to the Master.
Yeah. It'd be nice if he was actually he comes for the 60th celebrations, and you have a Master there, because I do thought there probably might be a Master coming for it.
Mm-hmm. Right, because to Eleven's knowledge, the Master either went back to Gallifrey to be destroyed back in the end of time.
Yeah, like his Doctor will be really confused because he's like, the Master's still alive. That'd be really interesting.
Right, and then we don't even see the Master or Missy till she comes back at the end of series 8.
Yeah, and it's good because like when I see John Sim come back as a Master with 10, and then at 11 sees it, thinking, what are you doing there?
Yo, that would be amazing.
Yeah,
just like, hey, I've been you before. Yeah, you've been me before.
Yeah.
Guess who?
Yeah. But the thing is, what we don't know with the current Master is is he after Missy or before.
That's a good question, because what they made it seem like is that Missy's whole arc ended with that last episode of Capaldi, where hey, I'm going to be the Doctor's friend again, so this is how it's going to be, and then the Master just upright shoots her.
Yeah. And the reason I quite like his incarnation, Sasha, because he has Crohn's as well, like me, so it's kind of relatable, and he's probably one of my favorite characters under Jodie's run.
Yeah, and I saw your post about that earlier. I'm sorry to see that kind of thing and hear about that kind of thing.
Yeah. So I suppose that's why I do these kind of things, because different people with Crohn's, people with autism, and kind of like that into Doctor Who. So sometimes just occasionally people will come on and spot my blue box in the background. I also have nice comments about that. And why I decided to do Autism Doctor Who series here. But Shooty said that he doesn't want to face the Master.
He doesn't?
No, he does. He was asked one of the things he wants to face, and he said that's one of the top of his list.
How would that be though? Like, have Shooty's incarnation of the Master meet David incarnation of the Master? Because like you said, he could be like, hey, I've been you before.
Yeah.
And then for a little bit, you make us and him think that that's the case, but then, guess who?
But when he said that, Russell T Davies' response was, it can be Missy too. So hinting possibly Missy could come back.
Right, because sorry to interrupt you. Because if you notice a little detail about David's new getup, it's kind of got that bluish plaid thing going on, like a Sacha's Master has going on with his outfit.
Yeah. That's another thing on top of my mind. I think he's like an evil version of the Doctor, maybe.
Right, like going back in time and messing with companions that knew the Doctor, like Donna.
Yeah, because there's no rule that the doctor can't go back on any face.
Hmm.
And
Yeah, and
yeah,
I guess that's something I hope they don't do is make David like another like in between kind of incarnation, because
yeah, I hope not.
that's what I love about the character is that like they don't look back, they don't try to be the people they've been before. They just continue on and keep being the improved version of the previous person.
Yeah, it's something that needs to. I would rather see him be good than be bad. But
Hmm.
yeah, but I feel like that if they do introduce a new master, whoever they call it, it'd be good just to call it master. Um, because not change the name because it's changed gender. Like just
Yeah,
keep it the same. Um,
yeah,
like he didn't call the doctor Mrs. Doctor or something because it went to a woman. So I think they should keep it the same. But if they're gonna bring Missy, bring back the same actress.
hmm,
Don't change it.
yeah. And and I'd love a little like side one liner, just like when Jody turns back into a man, just like a little look around and be like, oh, back to normal.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna be really curious. And I'm all for it to see what happens.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you and me both.
yeah. So lots of excitement, and we have to do some more Baines videos, I think, Mike, don't we?
Yeah, and if you felt like doing some Dreamlord stuff, I'd be happy to
Yeah,
duet that,
yeah.
or vice
I'll do
versa.
some. Yeah, yeah, of course. Like, I was like because the top videos that people have due at me would be the the um the the, the end of the Lost of the Time Lords one where I played the Doctor being really like crying because the Master died.
Hmm.
Um, that one. Um, and a couple others, but I do like that's one of my favorite videos I've done. That like the one where it looks like I'm crying.
Yeah,
Um, at the
because
top.
that's hard to pull off. Like
Yeah,
to make crying look real. That's hard to
yeah,
do.
yeah,
Because a lot of the time people are like, I can tell you're faking.
yeah, yeah, yeah. It's funny, you know. People actually think it's real. Uh,
Hmm. Yeah, and then the funny thing is, I sent my version of that video to a friend who doesn't even know what I do, and they're like, "Are you really crying there?" I'm like, "Nope, I'm acting."
yeah, like so, to some people, I said I am crying, but I'm not really. Like,
Hmm.
you just have to put water over your face. Um,
Yeah.
like a little spray bottle. That's what it takes.
Hmm. Yeah,
Um,
because like oftentimes me, I'm kind of a method actor, so so I'll, so what I do to pull up various emotions is I'll try to think of like a scenario or something where I felt a particular emotion, and then just like think about it really hard and try to feel it again, and then like say if it's really sad, then I'll start tearing up and everything kind of just starts looking real.
definitely, definitely. But yeah, I think Dream Lord is next on the list. I think.
Nice.
At
I'll
some
be looking
point.
out for that.
Yeah, no, it's something that I've never seen anyone do. Um,
That's true.
like, have you seen anyone do the Dream Lord before?
Hmm?
Have you ever seen anyone on there do the Dream Lord? Like,
I haven't, which is surprising because especially with that little bit in the TARDIS, he's wearing basically Matt's outfit, so it'd be really easy to do.
yeah, yeah, it's something I'm gonna do when I have probably a weekend or something. I'll do that, and I haven't really done much 11th Doctor content for a while. I've normally at the moment with all the announcements and 10th Doctor moment, but Dream Lord is definitely next on the agenda, and I look forward to well, us both doing it as well. Um,
Yeah, yeah, totally. And let me know when you do, and I'll be happy to do edit.
definitely, definitely. Well, I'll definitely let you know, Mike. But before we go, before we finish up, is there like any quotes or moments in Doctor Who that you would say that you like really relate to, like maybe a scene or a quote?
Yeah, one thing is from the 50th, and from what 12 said is that never be cruel, never be cowardly, um, never give up, never give in. Um, hate's always foolish, love is always wise, that kind of thing, because that's
Mhm.
true. The
Yeah,
best people kind of go by those kind of things that they feel in their heart, and they carry that into who they are, into what they do. And I love that about the doctors. No matter what he or she is going through, they always try to be that good person and be strong for everybody. And that's what
Yeah.
I feel. That's what I try to do for people, because I'm one of those people that I just want to see other people around me happy. And if can have something to do with that, then I'll definitely try to.
Yeah. Well, I think I completely agree. Like it kind of relates to them. Like you try to relate to them as much as you can, and even without trying, you still do.
Yeah,
Um,
exactly.
yeah.
Because like I touched on earlier, everything that's going on in nowadays world is just, we need people like that. We need people to set good examples for other people, and try to do good for other people. Because you see hatred, you see death, and you see it all around the world nowadays. It's like, what happened to the good people? Where are they?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, it'd be nice if the doctor was real. So, wouldn't it?
Hey, the doctor is real in all of
Yeah,
us.
yeah,
So
of course. Yeah, it is in real. We are all the doctor.
exactly.
Aren't we?
And it's never been proven that there's not a little blue box flying around out there.
Yeah.
So
No, no. We'll have to find that out.
exactly.
Yeah, I want to travel. I want to
Exactly.
travel. Yeah,
Exactly. Hop into a police box and find it's bigger on the inside. How would that be?
yeah. It's gonna. I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be awesome. Well, Mike,
Definitely.
it's been great speaking to you today. And
Yeah, you too, Mason.
yeah, and I look forward to doing more videos with you.
Totally. Looking forward to chatting with you, getting to know you better, be better friends.
Yeah, definitely. It's been great because how we connected at first was I think the Baines video, wasn't it?
It was the
Yeah,
Baines video. Like
yeah,
you commented on mine, and then
yeah,
you did yours, and I duetted. So
yeah. And here we are. So yeah, we'll definitely do the Dream Lord stuff together and more. Hopefully. In
yeah,
the future.
totally. And thank you for having me.
Yeah, it's been great having you, and I'm glad you've enjoyed it.
Yeah, definitely.